the pad and it triggers everybody in the world. Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. I've got the gorgeous tool girl Holly in the workshop to give me a hand, but we're fixing her farm bike, so of course she really should be here, shouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, it's your bike. Much more fun to involve you in the fixing of it as well. And, well, I get an easier job. I can be cameraman and just basically enjoy myself. It's great. This video is one of many covering the repairs on this bike. It's actually turned out to be a really good test case for the amount of things that can go wrong with a farm bike. There's just every single bearing set was shot, brakes, you name it, chain and sprockets, broken spokes. It really was sort of ready for the scrap heap, but it's quite cool to resurrect it and get it back out working again. That's the joy I get out of this kind of stuff, and if we can take you guys along on the journey as well, then you get to learn a few bits and pieces. So it's a win-win, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Now, in this particular video, we've got as far now as foot pegs. Farm bikes tend to get a really, really hard life, and this is one of the old foot pegs. We took these off the other day because we were removing the rear swing arm, or this swing arm, and I was basically braying the crap out of the bolt trying to get it out, and foot pegs are quite sharp and I didn't want to hit my knuckles on the foot pegs, so I was trying to be safe. I know it's not like me, but I was doing my very best. So the reason why we took them off is the fact, or we're going to replace them, is the fact that the pivots, look at the pivot on there, look, it's absolutely worn out. And if I hold that vertically, that's the angle that the foot peg is on the bike, so you're just going to slip off all the time, and then that's the sharp bits are going to catch your leg and it's all going to go pear-shaped. And the last thing we want to do is injure tool girl Holly's legs. We don't want to cause any harm to those, do they? Because they're very valuable. You've got to be insured for about 3 million, haven't you? I think, I reckon so. You should do, to be honest. Anyway, so yeah, we've got to replace that. Now, these are not your regular foot pegs. They've got like a rubbery damper inside by the looks of it. They're made up of quite a few different components, and obviously the springs. So obviously the only place you can get the whole assembly from is Suzuki, and when they arrive there's a million different pieces. So I thought it'd be a good idea to put a video together and show you how these things go together, and then we can put them on the bike. So, never done this before on a DR200. It looks quite complicated, may go a bit pear-shaped. We'll do our best. We've got the service manual. If all else fails, we'll read the manual, because I'm a bloke. That's the last thing we ever do. But we'll give it a go. So, Holly, if you want to head over to your special toolbox drawer, and let's take a look and see if we can find all the bits, because there's loads of little bags and stuff, and I have no idea, to be honest. Okay, right, off you pop. Jesus, still so many parts to fix this bike, it's unreal, isn't it? Alright, so foot peggy stuff. Well, that's definitely a foot peg, so there should be something else that's similar to that.
That's a foot peg?
That's definitely part of the foot peg. Oh, and that bolt. We'll need that. Well, there's your little pins. I think all these bags are. All these little paper bags, they're definitely part of it. Yeah? Yep, without a doubt. Yeah, I remember them all arriving, there's just loads. That bit, yeah, that's one of the mounts. Yeah, and that's a stand, that's for later on. So I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all of that stuff, basically. Cool. Yeah, look at that. If we get that lot put on, drawer's half empty. Brilliant. Holy moly, what have you got down there?
Lots of bits.
You know what, it cost me a fortune. Right, Holly, dig your way through all those bags, get everything ripped up, and let's see what we've got.
Cool. Got one of these.
I need some coffee. Hey, look! It's you! You're on my mug! You can get these from Zazzle, by the way. Very cool.
Second foot peg.
Excellent stuff. It's looking good. There is so many parts, and all these came from Japan, you know. They took weeks and weeks to get here.
Just one of those.
Yep. We're being lazy, we should show on the part numbers, but there's so many part numbers. I love the way it's all individually packed. And somebody's handwritten on the part numbers. That's great. Probably some little child somewhere. You know, because children are quite cheap to employ, aren't they? No, it is. That's definitely, yeah, that's part of it. That's these, they go in here, look.
Ah, yep.
Because you've got rubber mounted foot pegs, so you get less vibration. It's posh. These are posh. It's good. Oh my word.
Bolt.
Some kind of bolt. Ah, now that's not foot peg. I think that's side stand, as is the spring. So we'll put those over here because that's going to be the next video. But we need those anyway.
Couple of nuts.
Yep, they'll go on the end of those little studs for the bushes. What else have we got? Hey, watch out for the staples. Don't go whipping your finger on. That's empty. What's it say here? Hi Andy, match or use one old one of these. Ah, see? They've been super helpful. And all these parts came from my entire motorcycle, right at the top of the North Island. Bonnie, actually. Bonnie, thanks Bonnie. I really appreciate you getting all this stuff together for me because it did take her a while.
Cool. And a bracket, but what we don't have
What are we missing?
is a bracket for the other foot peg.
What? You're joking? But Bonnie ordered me all the parts. What's in here? You bet one of those blow-up ones. So look, we've still got some more bags. I've got a tiny nut. Ah, side stand. That's the lock nut. Stick it on there. What have you got in there?
Some more springs.
Ah, cool. So we've got they're the springs for the foot pegs. That's empty. That's empty. That's empty. They're all empty. That's empty. That's empty. Oh man, I think you're right. You better go and check the drawer.
Cool.
I think so. Go and check the drawer. Come on, Holly. It better be in that drawer. We need that other mount.
It's not here.
Well, yes, fiddlesticks. Bloody hell. Anyway, so what we're going to have to do, because essentially both foot pegs, the fitment is the same, we can fit and replace the left hand, isn't it? Or right hand?
Right hand.
Right hand, correct. We can fit the right hand foot peg and everything, all the new parts, and show that to camera. Unfortunately, and there goes the air compressor, unfortunately we can't do the left hand foot peg just yet because one of the main components still isn't here. So Bonnie, and I know Bonnie watches all my videos, I'm not too sure why, but she does like watching the videos. She's going to realise when she watches this one that I'm still waiting for a part. Either that or it's fallen out somewhere. I've a look around the office and the house and in the truck, but we're missing that part. So we can't do the left hand foot peg, only the right. But hey, that's all that matters for this video. And then we can crack on the next video and fit the side stand, which also fits to this bracket. So we're doing okay. We're going to salvage the video. I reckon that'll work, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because the only other option is to abort the video and go to the pub. Hey, that's an idea. No, we'll crack on. Okay, so let's do a close-up, try and work out how these things go together. Oh, right, okay, we're sort of playing in the dark here, aren't we? So I wonder if these two are the same. I didn't even take note of the part numbers. They look the same, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do one of those. What about the springs? Are they handed? They came out the same bag, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, so they're both the same. Otherwise I'd have different part numbers. What about these bits? Are these going to be the same? These look... I mean, knowing Suzuki, they'll try and make as many parts the same, because it's easy to make more of the same one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of those. Obviously we need the mounts. We're going to need one of those. They were in the same bag. We're going to need a pin.
A nut.
We're going to need, good job, we're going to need a nut. I think that's it. Oh, we've got one mounting bolt, so we're going to need to use one of the old ones. So, good thread. That one looks pretty good. I know it's rusty, but I can sort that out. Okay, so we've got 2 bolts. Okay, so looking at this, we've got notches. I think we should read the manual. That looks like it's a bend over a tab thing, doesn't it? Once it's in, you bend over the tab. How does it look like on there? No? Are they not bent over? So they're going to need pressing in there, aren't they?
Or maybe you bend them, towards the bush.
Yeah, I think they go up there, up these little grooves. That's why the grooves are there, to stop this from, to key it in, so to speak. And for location, because it's going to make a difference on that square, isn't it?
Yeah.
As to, pretty sure that's supposed to go over there. Oh shit, that's tight. So that's going to need pressing on there as well. Wow, that's... Oh, there's a bit of a lip. There's a machining lip. It's alright, I think it'll go in. It'll just be tight. Okay, he says. Now, what do we start with first? Should we press that in there first? Should be able to.
Press it
Onto that first?
Yeah.
Okay, your call. But we don't know what orientation, do we? There's 4 possible positions that can go on, and it needs to be in a specific position.
If we sit that over it, well, no.
Yeah.
Not line it up.
Jeez, we could mess this up, and I don't have to press them back out again. God, it's more complicated than you think, isn't it? If set of foot pegs, you think it'd be dead easy. Okay, so which way up does that go? Let's have a look. So that's right. That's down, isn't it? Looking at the how warm that is. Right, so that's down. So if that's down, that obviously is up. Like that or like that? I don't know. It's not definitive, is it? Oh, rolled back slightly. Looking at that one, it's rolled back slightly. That's the one we're working on, so we'll copy that. So, put that back on there again. It is important to get this right first time, otherwise it's going to be like 3 times the amount of work. So I reckon it's like that. So if you go and grab us a paint pen, Holly, out of the top right-hand drawer, and we're going to mark this thing up because I don't want to mess it up. Right, that looks good to me. Looking at this one and this one, I think it's all on camera. Is it all on camera? I don't know if we're all on camera or not. There we are, look. So that looks good to me. So if you put a paint line across here and onto there.
If I can get the cap off.
Oh, is it one of those stubborn ones? Hang on. There you go.
Where is it?
Just put lines across the top of all 3 just to line them all up. Any way you like. Just a guide.
That's right.
It's near enough. Because we can only be 90 degrees out, can't we? That's it. That'll work. So now we can like just do stuff differently, individually. So we need to press that into there. So maybe in the vise, that might work. It shouldn't be too hard, should it?
Yeah.
Okay, you grab that. Let's give it a go. It shouldn't be too hard. Way nearly. Cool, yeah. Right. Your lines are still lined up. Just flick it round so you see the lines, just to be sure. Right, try that. That's it. So the lines are a bit staggered, to be fair, because I wasn't holding it dead square. Let's see if that's going to go in there. Either that or fire across the workshop. There you go. That's it. Bloody good. So now we're going to need to find a socket, Anna, just to get the final bit, because the threads are longer. So I'll take the other one across. See if we can find you a socket. Nice deep socket. So we should have enough slice, I think. Just try that. There you go. You need 3 hands for that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's push it all the way down. Perfect. Easy. Good job. Okay, so that's now in the right place, pressed on. Next job is going to be this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to try and get that on there somehow. And we've got to line it up with those tabs. Okay, so we're going to do it without the socket to start off with. Cool. No, it's not in, is it? Undo again. That's probably why I ended up doing it differently, because I'm trying to. All right, all the way out again. Sorry, you're always injuring me. I'm fine. I'm used to it. Right. Okay, try that. Go on. Go on. It's tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on then. Okay, back it off. The hell? Who designed this, honestly? You'd think they'd just fit those in the factory, wouldn't you? They'd have a special machine for doing it. It'd be nice and easy.
Footpegs are probably cheap enough.
Hang on, let's go to the Teng Vice, because it's got much better jaws on it. Hang on, I have a plan. Jeez, they don't make this easy at all. I suppose once you've done it once, it gets really easy, but the first time you've done this kind of thing, it's not easy at all. Right, that's squared it up. So the problem is, it's that bit there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kinking it across all the time. And we haven't got enough room to use a big socket in this vise. So, maybe just pull me a ruler out of the top right hand, the thickest ruler you can find. Probably an aluminium one, is it? Oh, that'll do. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, that's going in, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, so now we've probably got to the bottom of the hit the threads. Yes, there, look. So now we need a socket so we can finish it off in the big vise.
Cool.
Holy moly! Right, Holly, here we go again. Let's see if this is going to work.
It's just pushing it down
Yeah, it's going to hit eventually though, isn't it? It should start to go in. Yeah, she's going now. It's definitely one of those things you would expect to be assembled on delivery, wouldn't you? I mean, imagine just someone trying to do this at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell you. Jeez. You really won't want to bend it, would you? Move my hand out of the way. God. Now, just before we go any further, how far down do we go? Right, so it's until it's flush. I think we're there. Holy crap, that was not an easy task at all. Whew. Right, where's that other one? Pleased I did a video on it. Okay, so all that's left to do now is to put the nut on it. There's no washers or anything, it's just the nut.
And bend the tabs down.
And bed the tabs down. Okay, so if you go and get a little punch and a hammer, you can do that in the vise, I think. I thought maybe on top of the vise. So just the ends, really. You're punching into that keyway, aren't you? Really. Not that I really think it's needed. That it's in there with such force. You there? Oh yeah, you're in. That'll do. That's all right. Doesn't need a lot. Only little thin things, aren't they? It's a bit of an anticlimax, really, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, perfect. Done. Okay, so we just need that nut, which is back over there again. Right. Coolio. Right, got the nut. You can spin that on. Hopefully we've not destroyed the threads too much. And if you go and get your, is it a 14? Looks like a 14. Go and get a 14 socket in your little impact wrench and we can just buzz that on the bench. Holy moly. Who would have thought? It's pretty cool to have vibration-proof foot pegs on a farm bike there. You wouldn't expect that. Right, I'm going to hold this with my vice-like grip and you can do that up.
Are we there?
Yeah, you're there. Right. Okay. So we don't need that one. So now we've got to fit Mr. Spring and Mr. Footpeg together, haven't we? We've got to marry them together. So we've got to work out how the spring goes. So there's a little notch. There we are, look. Little notch in the top there for that one to sit in, which we've got here, which is good. And then it just sits against the peg on this side. So it goes in that way, like that. So there's the foot peg. All right, Holly, do you want to pop the pin through? See if you can get the pin through there, look. See if you can give me a jiggle. It might require some effort of alignment because the spring's going to have some kind of force on it, I think. There we are. Right. Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Cool.
Brilliant. So all we need now, because Bonnie didn't sell me any of these, we need some little split pins. So I'm going to have a rake around the workshop and try and find my split pins. We'll fit that, and then we can get this put on the bike.
Cool.
That actually, once we got that bush pressed in, easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, Holly, I have found my box of split pins from England. Look at that. And they're all nice short ones as well. We're doing foot pegs. It's not often I find stuff. Getting close, aren't we? Getting close. It won't take long now.
Cool.
Okay. Right, so nice short split pin. We've got another one of these here. We can just try this as a tester. This is one of the other ones, or the other one. Oh, you want to go as big as you can, but obviously, you know, not jamming the hole, so to speak. So I reckon that'll do the trick. Cool. Okay, so gonna need, just twizzle that around a bit. There we are. Can you get me some long nose pliers, Holly? That should go through there. It should. It went through the other one, unless they drilled the holes different sizes. Might require a bit of a tappy stick. There we go. Right, we'll twizzle that round. We'll put them in the other way around, be easier. You'll see why in a second. There we go. Right. And sometimes you'll find little washers and stuff as well on the posh ones. Okay, let's just get him up against there. There we are, look. How's that? That is almost professional. Almost. Nearly. There we go. That's one. Two. Right. That is not going to fall off regardless of how fast you ride now, Holly. Okay, so we need the new bolt and the second hand. Fancy Japan having one bolt. The whole of Japan had one bolt. Honestly. Crazy. So we can tell there's thread lock on there.
Yep.
So we should apply some thread lock to that one because it hasn't got it. We might want to give that a bit of a wire brush, get the crap out of it. and then we can get it bolted on the bike. Cool. There's nobody else that wire brushes bolts like you, you know. You are such a professional. It's great. Oh, the vice is naked. It's alright. It's like Arkwright's till. It doesn't open for ages, and then all of a sudden, bang! It opens. Done?
Mostly.
You can clean the head up as well. You can do. I mean, that's fine. Stick it in the vise. Because it's an aluminium jawed vise, you won't damage the threads.
Okay.
It's a posh vise, that one, you know. Came from a shipyard. I bought the bench and the vise. $100. Cheap, innit? $100.
I don't like doing half a job with this.
No, got to do it properly.
Back.
Yeah. Well, I'll be sure to paint it at some point for you. To be strip it all down completely.
This is way easier with like a bench wire brush.
Yeah. I have one in the drawer. I've not fitted it yet. Onto the bench grinder over there.
Yep.
Yeah. I have got the wire brush for it, but I just haven't fitted it. How do you find that vise for working height? Because it's quite a high bench, this one.
It's fine with the boots, but
you mean those super special Andy Mechanic Tool Girl safety boots?
Yeah.
You see, another benefit, you see.
Otherwise, it might be just a tad too tall.
Yeah.
You can put all of this in the video.
Yeah, I'm very happy to stood here watching you wire brush a bolt. I can stay here all day, to be honest. It's great. We're up to 3 minutes now. And you know what? This is probably going to be the peak viewing of the whole video with that 3-minute segment. I can guarantee it. So bizarre. YouTube is unreal. All right, we're good to go?
Yeah.
Perfect. Go on, Holly. Show the people the bolt that you've just wire brushed up because it looks fantastic. It's like a new one. Look at that. Brilliant job. Well done. I'll be sure to make sure, I'll paint that for you. Gloss blacks. It looks really nice. Okay, let's get this this foot peg and associated bracketry bolted to the bike. See you over there.
Cool.
Fantastic. Okay, right, we've got the two bolts. Now, one's already got Genuine Suzuki thread lock on, so you can make a start with that one if you want.
Cool.
While you're doing that, I'll put some thread lock on this one. And we're going to be using the Forge, where is it? K120. Perfect. There you go, Jared. Oh, it's been a long weekend.
Sorry, right?
Yep, that's perfect. Good job. I remember they were tight all the way out, those bolts. You got it?
Yep.
All right, buzz it in about halfway with your impact wrench. Just there, look. And then we'll do the other one. Cool, yeah. Right, other bolts there, good to go.
Hey.
I'll give you a rag. The one time you take your gloves off.
Yeah.
There you go. You can go now. Do we need the bigger one?
I'll just use the ratchet.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's nice steady.
No, it doesn't have a pin, does it?
No.
That one's, I don't know why. It's just the way they are. Oh, other way. Must be that special Suzuki thread lock. I do like that 1/2-inch ratchet power bar thing. It's really good. I've only had it a few months. I use it all the time now. I'd like them to make a 3/8 one though. I used to have an old snap-on 3/8 with a swivel head to it.
Yeah, that's my one, the lot with the long bar.
That's right. Yeah, they're really useful actually. Really good. So they need to make a 3/8 one. Come on, Tang, make me a 3/8 one. Can't be far off now, are you?
Nah.
42 Newton meters, please, Holly.
Already there.
Cool. And are the bolts actually, is the foot peg actually tight to the chassis, or is it just because the nuts, the bolts are tight in the threads?
It's tight.
Yeah, there's no movement. Cool. That'll do me. Good job. Did you back off my torque wrench?
No.
Honestly.
I'm not used to using torque wrenches. Don't need them for miles.
No, not really. It's all right. Only one. Yep. It's been a long 2 days, hasn't it? I don't know how on earth you put up with me for so long, to be honest. A lot of people can't cut with me for about half an hour, and that's about it. Okay, crew. Well, actually, quite an enlightening video. Getting the where's the other bush gone? I don't know where it's gone. There he is. Getting the bush, that metallastic bush thing with the square hole in the middle. Getting that pressed into the actual foot peg and onto the shank. That wasn't too bad on the shank, was it? On the square shank, we seem to get that on reasonably easily. But getting it in there, what a ball ache of a job trying to line it all up. And you really only get sort of one chance, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare taking it out and redoing it. But I think we might have given you a few tips on how to do it in the video. That's the plan anyway. And obviously once that other part turns up for the left-hand foot peg, I can get that put together and, well, you can put both feet on the bike then, can't you?
Yep.
Because at the moment, only one. Right, crew. Well, if you enjoyed the video, why not click on the subscribe button? Ring the bell, whatever on your smart device. And our friends at YouTube, well, they're going to send you an email every single time I upload a new video. And that way you're not going to miss any of this project with the DR200 for Holley or any of the future videos on other stuff. There's always heaps of stuff going on. And at the moment, there's about 550 videos on this channel. So if you're bored and there aren't any new videos, dig back through the archives. You'll find a much younger Andy mechanic in there and lots of other tool girls as well. Shouldn't say that, should I really? Because Holly's the best. She's great, honestly. But there's lots and lots of other videos to watch as well, covering diagnostics and welding and trailers and motorcycles and cars and you name it. There's all sorts of stuff. So go and have a look. You'll also find me on
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon.
You will. And, feel free to communicate through any of those different portals. You can even email me down the bottom. It's in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do that by purchasing some merch. You can do that through the Zazzle website. There's a link, again, in the description for that. And you can also become a patron to the channel. There's some background history on the channel on there. Or you can just send some money through on PayPal. There's, again, instructions on how to do that in the description. If you get stuck, flick me an email. And, of course, I'm going to help you. Definitely. Right, crew, we've got one more video to make before we have to pack up and blast back to Auckland It never ends, does it?
No.
It's just always, there's always stuff going on. And we've both got really busy weeks again next week, and I have no idea when Holly's going to get back down again to give me a hand. Any ideas? Well, maybe a
Not too
month.
sure.
Can I try and go for maybe 4 or 5 weeks time? Maybe. Who knows? We'll have to work it out. I'll no doubt have to buy lots of drinks and that kind of thing, and just coax her into coming down again, because it's a long way. It's nearly 300 kilometres away from where you live, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a long, long way. Very committed is Tall Girl Holly. Very happy. Okay, crew. Well, until next time, it's goodbye from Andy Mechanic.
And goodbye from Tall Girl Holley.
See you around, crew. Cheers. Over and out. And we get the flick up again.
Oh!